that was pretty aggressive. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Oh, this is wild. It has no clue what to do. Oh man, it did. Wow. I don't really know what that was. It just got me into the middle of the road. So Tesla's full self-driving beta has been out for almost a year now. I haven't been able to check it out yet because it's only been in the hands of a select handful of beta testers that we just recently learned were under an NDA. Now Tesla has expanded the beta and given it to a lot more customers, starting with customers who have a perfect 100 safety score. A friend of mine happened to get a 100 safety score, and he's letting me check out his Model Y Performance today. It's a beautiful car, and it has the full self-driving beta, the latest version 10.2. I'm sure there's going to be times where I'm incredibly impressed by all of the features that it has and all of the turns it's able to take, and then there's going to be other times where I'm absolutely terrified and can't believe this is in the hands of normal people. And a special thanks to Blockfi for sponsoring this video. So let's check it out. Right now I'm in Irvine, California, and I'm going to be doing a route. As you can see, it takes a few different streets up to the 5 North, then to the 57, Catella, Douglas Road, and then it's going to take me over to Angels Stadium. That's the first drive I'm going to do, and then we'll take it from there. All right, so I've seen tons of videos of this. This is my first time experiencing it myself. Let's go for it. I believe I just go into drive and then go into autopilot as soon as I'm ready, and it should take everything for me. Here we go. Wow. So yeah, those visualizations are way more in-depth than what you have on your normal car. And I guess we're turning left here. Yep. Wow. Okay, slowing down nicely. Definitely taking this cautiously. I would definitely give the car a 100 safety score. So far, it's taken it very cautiously. But wow. We're going to be taking a right turn here. So I'm curious if it lines up behind this car or goes to the side of it. You know, like the average person might try to sneak in there, but it's actually lining up exactly behind this car, which is a little bit odd, but it makes sense. Here we go. Taking the rightmost lane. And we're off. Wow. Overall, hopefully this should be kind of just a boring drive where it just happens to do the drive for me, and it's pretty impressive. All right, green light, here we go. So we have a half mile, we're turning right. It already is putting me in the rightmost lane. Should be good to go. Curious if it will go on red. Whoa, that was pretty aggressive. Oh my gosh. Wow. That is more aggressive than I would have been. Wow, it went for that. Great. It did a really good job. All right, so it got me off of the freeway, as it should. And then it's gonna have to do a right turn, and now we're back in full self-driving beta mode. Now that we're off the freeway. It's gonna choose a lane here. Really, we just have one right turn here, 2 right turns. So, signal's red. That's an aggressive turn. Good job. Now it's red. They're probably going to go on the other side, so I want to see what it waits for. So I would go now if I were driving, because they're in a left turn lane. Yep, there we go. Wow, it really hugs that median. Then it got me, oh, okay. Whoa. Okay, so that is no good. I'm out of that. All right, we should have been going straight here, and it just put me into a left turn lane and almost just stopped in the middle of the thing. So that's the first big fail that I've seen. Definitely a big issue right there. This street is pretty self-explanatory, so yeah, that was a pretty weird one, but definitely not a good situation. If there were cars around me, it would have veered straight into there and not been good. But now I'm at Angel Stadium, and of course it's closed, so I'm gonna turn around and pick a new destination. I'm definitely not used to how often you have to nudge it. Like, my hand is here, but I'm having to do it a lot more frequently than normal autopilot, And that seems very intentional. Whoa! Oh! Oh! Oh my gosh, now it's in the middle and it got over. I'm gonna have to take over if it keeps doing this because it's very much bugging the car behind me. Okay, it figured it out. Even signaled there. Got very far to the left there. Almost went into the middle. The thing, not accelerating enough, but it's getting in front of this guy. Wow, that was... I mean, it made it. So that's impressive that it made it. But there were 3 or 4 times where it did something very not good. And still figuring out what lane to choose. It's choosing the rightmost lane that you can turn left at. Did a fairly decent job there. A little bit of a hard stop. I'll be turned off the blinker. Now it's back. It says changing lanes. Okay, it's not. Should just be able to take the car right behind that Forte. Whoa! Okay, that was their fault. That was this car's fault. This is another one of those situations where there's kind of 3 lanes that are going, and the rightmost lane has a right turn, but it also has enough room for people to pass and turn versus just stay in the lane. And right now it's just hanging out in the middle. It is impressive to see the brake lights on cars and how quickly they disappear, especially in this lighting, because it's very bright out. It's hard for me to even tell when this Audi in front of me is braking. But yeah, like here it should be already kind of signaling its intention to the car behind me, and it's not. And then it's going to realize, and it pulled out right in front of them. This is, no, that's not good. Yeah. So I just look like the worst driver in the world to the car behind me. It definitely didn't succeed there. I've had probably 3 or 4 pretty rough failures already on this 10.2. So definitely a lot of work to still be done, but it's still exciting to see a lot of the turns it can do. And the capability it can do is impressive. But I think Elon has kind of burned himself a little bit by talking about 1 million robo-taxis in 2020 and talking about how this is going to be mind-blowing and all this stuff. If he had tempered the expectations a little bit and talked about how they're going to be pushing some exciting full self-driving features to people and didn't sell a $10,000 full self-driving package with that name and promise it everything, I think it would have been a lot better received. But since it's been claimed from the beginning that this will achieve full autonomy, this car will be able to be a robo-taxi, and now the software is here and it's very much a beta and has issues, I think people kind of are like, well, you said it was supposed to be perfect, and he kind of did, and it's been very late and it's been a very long beta process. And so this is incredibly impressive, but I just wish Elon wouldn't have promised so much up front so that this could be just exciting and impressive, instead of being like, wow, they still have so much work to do before they get to what they've promised. All right, we should be going, but it is a green light, not an arrow, so it's waiting on them. Now I just went for it. Everything's very jittery too. The wheel, the braking, the accelerating. But it's taking turns pretty quickly sometimes too. Sometimes it's like, wow, that was really impressive and really aggressive, and other times it's like, whoa, this is super slow, and it barely seems like it knows what it's doing. Okay, creeping up a little bit. So this seems like a turn it'll take pretty aggressively. Yeah. Right into the rightmost lane, and then in 0.4 miles we have a left turn, so it's going to need to get over fairly quickly. Good job there. Just went through that yellow easily, which was good. Okay, so it's got a left turn here. Should take this gap to get into this left turn lane. It's pretty frustrating that it hasn't done it yet. Okay, now we're in that. I'm getting lucky that there aren't a lot of cars behind me, because that's a situation where the cars behind me would have been honking. You know, it's proceeding, it's making most things happen. It's just definitely missing a lot of rules of the road. Before we go any further, I'd like to thank today's sponsor, Blockfi. Blockfi is a new type of financial services company building a bridge between cryptocurrencies and traditional finance and wealth management products. They offer a simple way to earn crypto interest on your cryptocurrencies with their Blockfi interest accounts, but they also offer crypto-backed loans, trading, and payments as well. The Blockfi interest account is an interest-bearing account that pays 8.25% APY on stablecoins, up to 4.5% APY on Bitcoin, and 5% APY on Ethereum, with interest accruing daily and compounding monthly. Their crypto-backed loans allow funds to be borrowed at rates as low as 4.5% APR, and trading allows clients to buy or sell cryptocurrencies with instant transfers for immediate trading. Most recently, Blockfi introduced their new Blockfi Bitcoin Rewards credit card. This is the world's first Bitcoin Rewards credit card, and it allows you to earn 1.5% Bitcoin back on every purchase with no annual fee, and it includes Visa signature benefits. Sign up with Blockfi, and for a limited time, you can earn a crypto bonus of up to $250 when you open a new account. Click the link in the description below to get started. To be honest, I haven't even really been fully looking at the visualizations. I've just been paying attention to the road, which is good, but this is pretty wild, everything that it is seeing. It's still pretty jittery though, you know, where the cars like kind of slide at a weird angle, and sometimes they just like disappear, like that car just disappeared right there for a second. That was a semi, now it's a couple different cars. It's a car, that was a semi. You know, like stuff keeps popping up and in the corners. Just a little, seems a little confused a lot. Here we go on the left turn. Should be going into this middle lane. I'm glad the cars around me did that correctly. Stuff like this is what's really impressive that it's seeing. Like out there it can see the median across the way, and that is accurate. And then over here you can see that yellow line. It disappeared because of that USPS truck and stuff getting in the way of the cameras, but everything's there. All right, signal starting to slow, and the car behind me is like, what are you doing? Oh, okay, yeah. Four-way stop. So we stopped before them. I would proceed. There we go. Definitely waited to see that they weren't gonna go, but yeah, it could have been more aggressive there, but it did do a good job, and it did take its turn because we were first to that intersection. More speed bumps that it's slowing down for, so that's impressive. It's going to speed up again. We were at 19 just then, so now we're back up to 24, and then it's going to slow down for this speed bump. So that's impressive to see, definitely. If it just barreled through that speed bump, that would not be good for this car. All right, back into Beta land, headed to a supercharger in Rowland Heights. Very jittery right now, and I don't really understand why. It's just straight for 0.9 miles. Also, the blinker turned on again. I guess it's turning on for these curves, but this is definitely not a situation the blinker needs to be on at all. At least not for 0.8 miles, and the navigation knows, so that's pretty weird. I'm gonna bump up to 40 here, see what it does. This curve says 20. So I'm curious if it decides to slow down for the curve or if it takes it super quick. Yeah, it's slowing down. That felt natural. Okay. Oh, got onto the middle of the road there. Again with the signal. I guess it sees this as kind of like, I'm turning left. It's signaling. Okay. Nice job there. I didn't even remember it was going to turn here. Oh. Whoa. Slammed on the brakes. Okay. So like I would have to inch out here, which it kind of did. Now it just goes. Someone to avoid, and it sees it. But, oh, didn't seem like it was going to do a good job there. Yeah. Nice and cautious. The last second turned all the way in really aggressively. Now we're going 25. This is probably like a 40. Back to it, and we should just be turning into a mall, which is a little bit of an odd scenario, so it might get confused, but we'll see. Again, going 25. Yeah, it's 40. But it hasn't seen that sign yet because I turned on this road before there was that sign. So now we're going 40 because I scrolled us up to there. And then it should see the sign. Ooh, proceeding through the yellow. Good job. Now is it going to see 40? Good job. Oh, suddenly turning. Oh, okay. Wow. And now we're stopped. It took that turn pretty much as well as it should. Now it's waiting for this van. But then once it got into here, it just kind of slammed on the brakes. Now it's turning left. So I'm at the Puente Hills Mall right now, and I'm curious when it'll let me go into it. So there's a supercharger right up here. But I'm just gonna proceed around until it'll let me go into the beta. Not sure. Whoop. Okay, it just turned us into here, which is incorrect, and slammed on the brakes. So this is a takeover situation, but I want to see what it does. Is it going to try to solve this and figure it out? I just turned in the wrong spot and then went, oh crap. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, so there's no one behind me or around me, but this is wild. It has no clue what to do. I just want to keep watching this. Okay. Now it's wrapping us around the mall. Whoa. Oh. Oh my gosh. That was probably one of the worst demos I've ever seen of this. It's just in a mall parking lot, so I don't know what I expected, but not that. So now it should be turning left. There's a car here. All right. Definitely couldn't get me out of this mall on its own. Even this turn, I'm going to do after that debacle. But you know, I can go into it. It's going to be a long wait here, so I'm curious what it does. This might be one of those situations where I end up just turning right, because it's going to be like a couple minutes before I can make this turn. And then there's people turning left into here, traffic going both ways. I don't really see this opening up. And I'm guessing it would just get us stuck here for the beta, whereas I would reroute personally. No one's pulling up behind me, so I'm just going to see what happens here. Like, how long is it going to wait? And will it wait until there's a gap and actually succeed? Oh, no, it tried. But they're turning left. So it should open up after this next car. It keeps nudging and jittering. Come on, right here, right here. Go, go. Oh man, it did. Wow. Oh, okay. So it wasn't the best turn, but it did wait until it was the right moment. That's when I would have waited until to make that turn. So that's pretty impressive. Yeah, there's a lot with this beta that is, sure, mind-blowing. There's a lot with this beta that is incredibly impressive to me. And the fact that it could wait and see, my car can wait and see exactly when it's safe to turn like that is incredibly impressive. But then once it turns, it's like, whoa, there's some work to do on that turn for sure. That was not a natural turn. But yeah, definitely beta software, but impressive beta software. All right, it got us over. Signaled a little late, but good job. Whoa, okay. Oh, wow. Now off to the right. Yeah. Overall with this, it's like, yeah, it did it, but it was close. I got very close to that Prius, I think, and then as soon as it turned in, got very close to this curb. And of course it did it fine. I'm perfectly safe, and I was ready to take over. Nice, it got over for these cones right away. No issues there. Oh, what's happening? Okay. I don't really know what that was. It just got me into the middle of the road where you're not even supposed to go. Another very impressive turn. Yeah, that's the stuff that makes this really impressive and really shines for the future. It wasn't jittery. It knew exactly what it was going to do. It was aggressive or assertive, whatever your word of choice is there. Just the right amount. Cool. It should be getting to the left of this. It's going to be turning left. And it looks like it's turning right. And the car... Yep, I knew this would happen. The car is like, what are you doing behind me? Like, I should be here. But I probably will take over in a second here. Yep. I'm just gonna go straight. Whoa! Wow. Like, that was like a performance model acceleration into that turn. Which this is the performance model, but yeah, I wasn't expecting it to take advantage of the speed. Go for it. This person's parking. Oh wow, so it is getting around them. That was impressive. Whoa! Huge mistake there. Wow. Whew. Okay. Yikes. Now it's hopefully taking this left turn here. Oh my goodness. Okay. That was really rough. That whole last section, I had to intervene because it would have just put me into the median or something. All right, so I successfully completed that whole drive testing out the beta today. And overall, some aspects of it are incredibly good and some are incredibly bad. It's one of those things where the technology itself is incredibly impressive and it's going somewhere, and the fact that it can do even a portion of this is incredibly impressive, and well done, Tesla. But at the same time, you have to be monitoring this thing 24/7. There is no chance that I would ever trust this to take a turn. And it's one of those things as well that it's at the point right now where they're trying to give it to more people because people want this and they've paid for it. But if I was given this, I would only use it for videos or for the times when I want to really test something out. I wouldn't actually use it just to get to the grocery store because it would just be more stressful. It would get me there slower. I'd be making the drivers around me pretty angry. And right now it's one of those things where I would just rather drive myself. As I was saying earlier, it's a little unfortunate that Tesla promised so much because people are expecting so much. And this is incredibly impressive that these cars are doing this stuff, but it's not at the level that they have promised. Everything is working super fast and they're pushing new versions every day to the point where this video is going to be outdated within a week. And that's awesome to see. It's awesome to see how quickly they're improving stuff. But based on my experience here and the fact that they've been working on this beta for over a year and done a couple different rewrites, it doesn't really feel like the end of this year is actually a deadline to where they're going to get City Streets auto steer to customers. As usual with any of this stuff, I would absolutely love to be proven wrong and love Elon Musk to rub it in my face that this technology did exactly what I said it wouldn't be able to do this year. But so far, my experience with it today showed me that it has a lot of issues, and there were a lot of actually scary times where I had to take over, or times where it was just incredibly cautious. It got me to the destinations, and the drives I did where I didn't have to intervene were very impressive, but at the same time they were very slow, they were very cautious, and they were driving like a teenager, riding in the middle of lanes sometimes when it should have been off to sides and stuff. So it got me there fine, but it wasn't doing it as it should. But that has been my experience with the full self-driving beta version 10.2. I'm so glad I got to finally check it out, and special thanks to my friend for letting me check this out. I'm curious though, if you bought the full self-driving package and have been waiting for the beta, does this feel good enough to where it would still be exciting for you to get and you'd feel like you finally got the feature you paid for? Or does it feel like it's really far off and you really want that feature that was promised and this isn't quite there yet? Leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts. In the meantime, you can check out the latest Tesla news by clicking the link up here or in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.